Good morning, afternoon, evening to you, wherever and whenever you are. My name is Alejo Enriquez, and this is a Houkido exercise. Houkido is the merging of Quidditch with the martial arts. The name comes from the Japanese for the way of the broom. So we're going to start, as always, with a warm-up. I'm going to abbreviate the warm-up a little bit. Feel free to warm up on your own. Pause the video and warm up on your own. But I definitely want to make sure, no matter what your warm-up is, you include at least some kind of cardio sort of agitation to your body to get the blood flowing. So I'm going to start with jumping jacks. Jumping jacks are really good for getting the blood moving. Now you want to make sure you're improving your circulation to all your joints, to your muscles. You start increasing your respiration rate and volume. So I just like to do a bunch of jumping jacks to get started. And what I'm going to do are just a few stretches. You can pause it and lengthen out your stretches for yourself. Now you're not going to gain any flexibility in these stretches. This is just to ensure that there's enough circulation to your different muscles, to your different joints, to reduce the risk of injury. What they found is that reducing the risk of injury is the primary function of these stretches that are pre-workout stretches. If you want to gain flexibility, you have to do post-workout stretches. So I'm just going to loosen up parts of my body that, ooh, there it is. I always find that pop hiding in my spine. And just do a couple of these. All right, there's all kinds of different stretches you can do to get your body ready. So hopefully once our body is ready for a good workout, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by building basic body strength. One of the great ways to build basic body strength is, of course, push-ups. So join me in just doing a few push-ups. Just do as many as you can. If you can't do any push-ups, do half push-ups, whatever that means. Put your knees down or do it on a table or whatever it takes. But get started. Okay, so push-ups are a good way to just improve your musculature in your upper body and in your core. Really, throughout your entire body. Really, it's good for. All right, another really good way to improve, especially your lower body strength, is squats. But we're not going to do regular squats today. We're going to do snitch squats. So first, those of you who have played the snitch position, you may understand that you have a tail, and someone's going to try and come get your tail. So usually, you don't want to be high up. You can be very high up if you're planning on weaving and running away, but usually when you're using your power against someone, you want to bend your knees. I'll do it to the side so you can see a little better. You know, have your knees bent, maybe at a 45 angle, right? Not all the way. So from here, we're going to go down all the way to parallel thighs, and then back up to the 45. So we're not ever going all the way back up. We're going from 45 to 90-degree angles on the legs. Ready? Now, the reason we're doing this, right, is to improve the strength of the leg muscles and to also get the feeling that you need to be low as you can go to improve the strength and produce your grounding effect. All right? Shake it out, shake it out. Let's do a few more of these bad boys. Remember, we're already kind of in a snitching position. And go even lower. Even lower. Even lower. Don't come all the way up to straight. Just go up to a 45. These are all snitch squats. You want to be able to live in this low position. All right. Good? Shake it off, shake it off. I'm going to do a few more. Why not? Need to get stronger. Shake it off. And then, here we go. Get that feeling of being nice and low. The other thing is you want to make sure your butt's going outwards back. Not too much, because your knees still need to be bent. But there's going to be at least a little of this backwards push here. All right, good. So we're going to go ahead and do our basic broom handling. If you have a broom, that's best. If you don't have a Quidditch broom, an actual broom you can sweep with will work. This is about 10 cents worth of PVC at the store, if you can afford it. Which hopefully you can, since you're watching this on the internet. So we'll do this will do one of my favorites first. We're going to practice the hand switching on the broom. So we're going to go and step out first to one side, either side, I don't care. And as you step out, grab your broom with the hand that's not in the direction you're going. The hand that's in the direction you're going, stretch out this way. 1. Hands up. 2. Hands up. Here we go. Just a few of these basic broom handling, hand switching, basic exercises. Make sure that notice that every time my body stops in the middle, freezes. You're not sloppily weaving back and forth. You come here and you freeze for just an instant. Your whole body feels that tension, but not a high tension like you're about to break, but a loose, calm, freezing there, settling into position. Not freezing, not getting tight, but settling into this spot. This idea, and let your breathe out when you step out, because you're expecting to make contact when you step towards someone. Breathing out as you make contact is part of the skill. Now learning how to breathe. All right, now the next thing we're going to do, we'll work on chasing. Chasers need to be able to handle the broom while they're handling a ball. So get a ball. You do not have to have a bludger or a quaffle. I actually brought a tennis ball, which I normally use to make snitch tails. I brought a tennis ball specifically for this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to walk in just a little, well, I'll tell you what, first we'll do it stationary. So I'm holding the broom, and I throw the ball in the air. I'm going to try and catch it with 2 hands. All right? No big deal. As long as it doesn't bounce off your face. All right? Go up and catch it with 2 hands. Bring your broom hand back to your broom. This is quite easy. Now you're going to walk in a very small circle. And in between, put your hand back on the broom again. So what we're doing here is we're training our mind to naturally, don't look at your broom. Don't look at the broom when you grab it. In fact, try and catch it up above your head. Catch the tennis ball up high. And if you get dizzy, just go back and go the other way. I'm starting to. Put your hands up high, catch the ball high, bring your hand without looking back down into your broom. You can do this with a quaffle or a bludger. You can do this with anything. You can do this with a stick or a teddy bear you just have lying around. But the important part is that you're mentally putting reps into your body to grab your broom without looking. So the next thing we're going to be working on is we're going to add another step. We're always trying scaffold. That's a trick in teaching. Always trying scaffold. Start with something and then add another layer and add another layer. So now this is a tennis ball, so it's great for throwing. So I'm going to catch it. I'm not going to throw it, but I'm going to swing my arm like I'm throwing it. This is good for a couple things. It'll teach my brain to be able to catch and throw right away. And also that means I'm also going to use my lower body. So I'm going to walk in a little circle. I'm going to put it up high, I'm going to catch it, and I'm immediately going to throw it. Not actually throw it, but swing your whole body like you're going to throw it. Now we're going to do a few of these. This is good. Start with throwing in the same place every time. Put it in one place in your mind. I go out, I catch it, and I throw it. Notice I could not instantly wing it. Now if you're very strong, you just wing it. But that's not the goal. The goal is to train our body. So as I catch it, my back leg, the leg that corresponds to my throwing hand, plants, and then as my weight settles back onto it, I open up my hips and I throw. So take a few moments, don't actually throw it, unless you have a sibling over there who can catch it, or you can paint in the head, catch and throw. You're training your body. Now you can start to make it more challenging by actually having your back completely to where you want to throw it, or having your body in a totally different angle every time. right? Also, another nice thing you get out of this, complete the catch two-handed before you try and make the throw. People sometimes drop the ball because they're already trying to throw it too soon. You want to complete the catch first as quickly as possible, and then make the swinging throw. Another nice thing is this also practices your pump fakes. Now you want to add another level of challenge. Every time you add up a level, if the thing we were already doing is already a challenge for you, keep doing the thing you were doing to challenge yourself. Once you get good at something, you move up to the next level. The next thing we're going to do, this is a little hard even for me, especially because I got this stuff on the ceiling. You're going to toss this behind yourself, catch it behind you. It's a little trickier, right? Come over here, catch, and throw. Right? Now we're really adding a lot of layers of challenge because now you really got to be able to handle your broom. Catch and throw, right? If you really want to challenge, don't even look until you're already here. Catch, throw. Alright, so now I'm putting it over here, catch and throw. Now I'm over here, I'm over top, catch and throw. Good. That one was a little, didn't quite set my stance quite perfect. That's something that you want to make reps on, right? Put it over here, catch and throw. This is excellent for hand-eye coordination, which is important for everyone. You're able to catch on the fly, right? One more, catch. Okay. Alright. Okay. So that's part of our. Now, beaters also benefit from the footwork that I described, but then this is mostly a chaser thing. Be able to catch and throw. The next thing we're going to do is also a chaser thing. Don't worry, beaters, we'll get to you. But the next chaser activity is going to be off-platform throws. Meaning, rather than setting on my back leg, setting on my front leg, and throwing with my hip, we don't always have the luxury of throwing from that, what we call the platform. This is your platform, your base, your legs driving the ball. So you can keep using the tennis ball, or you can switch to a quaffle or bludger if you have one. I'm going to keep using the tennis ball. What we're going to do now is we're going to practice in the most basic way the off-platform throw. So that's going to start by just picking up your let's say, okay, so here's my dominant, my throwing arm. That leg's going to stay on the ground. The other leg is going to kind of be loose and kick up. Actually, what you want to do for this first drill is just try it if you can. Now, I'm not flexible enough to do it, but if you can, touch the tennis ball to your leg. Well, I guess I can if I swing my leg up high enough. You might be saying, okay, what are we doing? What's the point of this? Here's the trick. The idea is that you start backing up, and then you can throw off platform. Now, I'm indoors, so I don't want to actually throw this ball, but if you look on how to play Quidditch, the Facebook page actually show running and throwing off platform while running, while in the middle of running. It's dependent on this movement. Squeezing your core in, squeezing the throwing handball to your non-throwing side leg. So that the idea is even while you're backing up, because if people are backing up and then they try and throw it, it usually sails. It usually kind of goes down, not where they want it to go, it kind of goes high. If you ever think you're going to be in that position, and many of the greatest players of Quidditch, if you watch them on video, once in a while they get stuck out of position, a beater's coming at them and they just try and get rid of it. They say, oh, I'm really strong, I'll just throw it. It's not enough. So this is an off-platform throw. So get that feeling, bring your feet up forward, step back, and then as you time it to planting your throwing side leg, squeeze that leg in, the other leg in, and squeeze that arm down. And the idea is that you're throwing, squeezing, and you kind of have to be ready for it. You kind of have to get it up. The same thing you can also do, even if you're running in a little circle, squeeze and throw that way. It's an off-platform throw. But it only really works by throwing if you're backing up, or if you can do it if you're running forward. Now you can run forward, throw like that. And also you can throw for a right-handed thrower, can throw to their left this way. But it's very, very hard. Most people's spines don't twist enough to throw to their right with their right hand. So that's another thing you can practice on your own, just that feeling. That off-platform throw. All right, next up, we're going to work on our basic beating skills. We're going to do something similar to what we did with the chaser. I'm going to have the bludger, going to control the space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call positions. Imagine for yourself, north, everyone knows north, south behind you, west, east, left and right. I'm going to call up the cardinal direction, and you're going to set yourself up into a throwing position to throw in that direction, whatever it is. So first up is the easy one. I'll say north, and you simply line yourself up to make that throw. Face forward, knees bent, elbow out, ready to throw, like you're actually in. And if you have good control of the bludger, or if you're still using tennis ball, include the pumping. When I say about the tennis ball, if you ever think I'm going to throw a tennis ball, you let your elbow let it rip. That's a good feeling. When people switch to heavier balls, sometimes they try and do this movement. You don't want this movement. You always want to include that elbow. Increase the power. Right. South. Good. West. East. West. South. Lost it. Sorry. Lost it. Hey, that's good. I need to be able to. This is a new bludger. I gotta strengthen my fingers on it. North. South. West. East. South. Just use those feet. Use those feet. West. North. South. East. Good. Now you gotta make sure you're using your feet. Use your feet. Be with your feet. That's what they say. Alright? Next drill. Similar. But often, when people are running in one direction, their momentum is committed in one direction, you have to be able to break out of that in order to change your position, change your direction, change your energy. So now we're going to do our feet like this. Rather than simply stationary, so we can kind of sweep our feet and plan it out. I'm just going to go south. Right here. West. Chop your feet, chop your feet. East. South. North. West. East. South. North. Alright. Very good. Make sure you're always positioning your feet. Positioning your feet. Changing the position of your feet is an important part of Quidditch. Alright, next up, we're working on a little seeker hand activity. We don't need the broom for this first bit. This is something that we learned, or I learned, doing Wing Chun, which is a Chinese Kung Fu. And in Wing Chun, the hands are both working at the same time. You don't, it's not really like in a lot of boxing is 1, 2. Alright, 1, 1, 2. That way you increase your power by pulling the other hand back. And karate does a similar thing, drive, drive, drive. But Wing Chun is different. Wing Chun is for ultra close range combat. It was also developed by women who generally tend to be smaller and have men up in their face, unfortunately. So Wing Chun, rather than driving a punch, use the other hand for a counter rotation. The other hand has to be blocking at the same time, and that's what makes it good for ultra close range, stand-up fight. So I'm going to reach like I'm a seeker grabbing for the snitch with my right hand. The left hand is not holding the broom, it's not pulling back, it's actually going to guide a guard. It's like a guard, it's like a block coming up past your head or to your shoulder. The reason for this is if the snitch puts his hand here, I can break that grip and I can lunge it at the same time while still keeping my legs together to hold my broom. So just with the hands here, just legs normal for now. Just practice the hand work. So that's the right hand thrust, left hand guard at the same time. 1. Same thing on the side. 2. 3. 4. It should start to feel like you're really guiding that hand past your ear, right? Your hand should come all the way up to your ear, the hand that's guarding. And the other hand, but that's while this arm is thrusting forward. Notice my whole body turns this way, but I stretch my guard arm all the way up to my ear. This is Wing Chun based. The idea here, and I actually am cheating, I'm turning the hips a little bit, but that helps me drive this hand for as much reach as possible. There we go. So we're driving our hand in like this. This is a seeker basic drill. Because now we're going to add the broom. Once you get that under control, you're driving this way. Notice that my legs come together, squeeze my back knee into my front knee, I drive in as much as possible, at the same time breaking the snitch's grip on my arm or my shoulder. Same thing other side. Okay. Alright. This is not necessarily a winning move all by itself, but if a snitch has a lot of grip on you and you break it and move in, he'll then question if he or she should be gripping you here by the shoulder so much if you can break it and thrust in at the same time. This is from, again, Wing Chun. Hands up, hands up here. You can even practice it holding from the broom. Alright, from holding here. This kind of two-handed movement, not common in Quidditch, because not too many Quidditch players used to do Wing Chun. Alright, so again, drive in. Okay, good. Good. Alright, another seeking move, throw it in just for fun, is the piston. So if I lunge it with one hand and the snitch moves away, it may be open. So for example, if I'm the snitch and a hand comes in here, I'm going to go this way, there's now an opening on this side. So I'm going to drive in with my one hand and then immediately pivot the shoulders. Notice my shoulder goes all the way from here to all the way here. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Just practice that. This is the move that won the Victoria Spartans match against Sharknadoes. The only game, USQ official game we won that year. That was because Jansen made this piston move. 1, 2. 1, 2. Practice that full twisting of the shoulders. 1, 2. There's an opening. You imagine you're creating an opening on the other side. 1, 2. I mean, it's the full pivot of the shoulders, but now being able to fully use the hips is a little hard because you're controlling the broom. But you can still use a little bit of the hip twist as well if you're more comfortable with controlling your broom with just your thighs. Gotta have thick thighs for this. That's one. All right. Excellent. All right. Next one, another seeker movement, or a snitch movement, I should say. You did seeker movements. So as a snitch, when your feet are close together, it makes it easier to go forward, or especially backwards. When your feet are wider, it makes it easier to project your weight this way. And it also makes it a little easier to go left to right, pivot left to right. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice, first we're going to practice the upright snitching position. This is for a lot of snitches use this, like Gabe Garces, for example. He's big, so he doesn't need to get low because he's so big. He just moves backwards. So we're just going to make a little choppy foot backwards movement in a little circle. It may feel funny. Keep those hands up. Chop those feet. All right. Now what you're doing is if at any point the seeker lunges, you have to just chop your feet a little faster to get away from it. Alright, chop, 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 chop. You can even change directions going around sideways if you need to. Now the true skill is to be able to switch between these stances. Because if someone gets wise and they're chasing after you and they've got a good lunge, then maybe your concern will move faster than you can move away from them, especially if you're slow-footed, like I can be sometimes. You start with this chop, chop, chop. You're going to chop, chop, chop. And then plant one of your foot and then rip yourself to another direction. So start here, twist yourself out of the way. So again, we're gonna chop, 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 like someone chasing us, and then very quickly rip your feet on the ground. Plant your feet on the ground, twist yourself completely out of the way. Chop, 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 someone chasing you, someone chasing you. Make sure you get abort at the last second. All right. Your ground is your friend. We're trying to combine the best of both. When you're low like this, you use the power of the ground and you can pivot. When you're up high, you're quick. You want to be able to do both at the same time. The merging of two different things is always what gives you the most power if you can combine them in the right ratio. Alright, let's see. Keep her, or chase. I did the chaser exercise, we did the beater exercise, did the seeker exercise. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't forget. Now that we're a little tired, or at least I'm a little tired, I don't know if you are, maybe you're in shape still, I'm not. We're gonna make the ground our friend again. You didn't think I'd leave this out? So again, remember, the goal is to be able to fall backwards onto hardwood floor like this without getting hurt. That's the goal. But again, step one is just to curl your back, sit down on your butt, and curl your back, and then move a little bit. That's number one. Number two is to prop yourself up so that your sitting is part of the going to the ground. And then step three is you're sitting down from a standing position, folding that leg underneath you, curling your back to make the ground your friend. So do that for just a minute. Make the ground your friend. Make the ground your friend. If you're on carpet, that means it's that much easier. Fold that leg. And the application, of course, is that lots of people fall when they're being tackled. You need to be able to fall and not hurt your head. So always tuck your chin. Always tuck the chin. Always tuck the chin. Never hit your head on the ground. The ground and your head are never meant to meet. They're Romeo and Juliet. They're cursed. They never come together. That's the goal. Your spine can curl. Your legs can move. But not your head. Alright, so make the ground your friend. And one other really handy thing I got from, now that was from Aikido mostly, but I've seen that in lots of other martial arts. Another ground befriending move, we're going to do a little bit of shrimping. So this is from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the idea of shrimping is that, you ever seen a shrimp swim? It curls his body up. So I'm going to lay flat on my back with my legs bent, like this. And then I'm going to straighten my leg. I'm going to twist to one side. I'm going to go onto my right hip and straighten my right leg. And in so doing, I move my entire body. Run your legs and position your back on the ground again. So now it's on the left side. Straighten my left leg, go onto my left hip, and move. This is how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu masters move without their hands ever touching the ground. This is shrimping. Notice it's just foot, hip, a little bit of back help from curling your back. Shrimping. And this is also good for your core strength. If you think you've got good abs, this will make them great. You should be able to do a lot of those. I want to make sure I'm almost up to my 30 minutes. I want to make sure it's a nice 30-minute workout. If that's not enough for you, want a 60-minute workout, play Houkido one afterwards. It's still a good workout, I promise. Alright. So we're making the ground our friend. Practice two-hand catching, throwing from any position, throwing quickly, and our seeking moves. Hopefully that was a pretty good set. One last thing. Might as well work out that 1 minute left, why not? You can just, I'll do the tennis ball again, just in case. When you catch, if someone's throwing a bludger at you, you want to be able to block it. So position the bludger or the quaffle or whatever either on your left or right side like you're making a block. Left, right. You want it to be natural. Left. You have a better chance, right, of blocking that incoming bludger. You see it coming. Someone throws at you while you're in the air going for it. Be ready to make that block. Another more advanced version is to be on the run. Right? Run, there it is, catch block. Two-hand block every time. Put those hands on the ball. Try and bring that ball down in time to make that block. Not that you want. Like, if this is obviously a desperate situation. If it's a bad bludger, then yeah, boom, block. But if it's a really good bludger, maybe you're better off throwing it quickly. But sometimes that block is just the quickest thing that can get there. Alright? Especially if no one's open. Alright. Okay. Alright, we're going to cool down real quick. Just go ahead and stretch out. If you're working on your splits, or anything like that, now's a great time. Now you've got a little bit warm, move your legs around a little bit. Now you can gain a little flexibility, or at least stop losing so much flexibility. I like to find this flexibility here in my hips, all these stiff ligaments holding my legs together. They make my legs nice and strong, but they also make them heavy and slow. So a little flexibility will go a long way with those. Stretch out your wrists. Wrists are really handy. You won't miss them when they're gone. Gently stretch out your knees. Go down low and that stretches your ankles. Right? Alright. Thanks for coming, guys. Please leave a comment if you'd like this workout, because no one's left any comments yet, so I don't know if people like these workouts or not, but I'm enjoying it. I did get feedback from Scott Ryan Jr. Big shout out to Scotty. Thank you for watching, and thanks to all of you guys. I'll see you guys next time.